Namaste, Jema. Uh, in my previous video, I had elaborated upon how to meditate and the phases of meditation, the phases of the sadhaka goes through, and how to meditate. There are some people out there who have a weak nervous system or a weak brain nervous system, due to which they find it difficult to meditate for a long period of time, or they are unable to meditate at all. Maybe they feel their head feels heavy, they have kind of a dizzy feeling in their head, and they can't meditate properly. And for them, people who want to progress spiritually yet who find it difficult to meditate for long periods of time due to their weak physical ability, due to weak nervous system. Maybe they were stricken by some disease in their childhood. Maybe they had typhoid or pneumonia when they were children, when as a child. So they have a weak body, weak nervous system. So they find it difficult to meditate. For them, what are the other spiritual processes by which we are sure to progress spiritually without meditation? So the main point about the spiritual progress is that we need to connect to God consciousness. We need to connect with the highest consciousness in every possible way, right? And we have to maintain a higher vibratory level as far as possible, as much as possible. So what are the things that would help us to maintain a high vibratory state? That is, feelings of gratitude, feelings of joy and happiness and gratefulness and satisfaction, being able to help others. Karma yoga, you can do good work, you can help others. You whatever work you are doing it in the attitude of service to God. So you're doing it well, and you're also trying to help others also as much as possible, not sacrificing your own health or your own very needed time, very important time, not that, but doing as much as possible. Having that attitude of helping others, always being helpful to others, and doing everything because you want to make God happy, right? And make God your partner, your friend, your guardian, your protector. Like, make a connection with God in any way possible, right? So, many of you would know the book Practice of the Presence of Christ or Practice of the Presence of God. I don't remember the actual name, by Brother Lawrence. And his sadhana was, his spiritual practice was to continuously imagine the presence of Jesus Christ with him. He would talk to Jesus Christ. He would continuously in his mind, he would articulate his fears, his worries, his sadnesses, his joys, whatever is going on in his daily life. He used to continuously in his mind, he would to share all his burden with Jesus Christ, and thinking that Jesus Christ is always there with him. And during his later years, because he practiced this sincerely for many, many years, later in his life, he used to really see Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ would be there with him, and he would talk to Jesus Christ in reality. Only he could see, of course, nobody else could see, but he could see. So you see, that is Siddhi. So whatever you do as your sadhana, it will become a reality later on. So you can practice the same thing, practicing, imagining God with you, His presence. You can imagine God, whatever you like, whomever you like. You can do that with Shiva, with the Divine Mother, with Sri Krishna, with whichever deity, whichever saint, whichever guru, to attain God realization through this saint or through this path, right? Through Shiva, through Krishna, through Sadguruji, through this saint, this Guruji, whomever you like, right? You want to attain the highest unified consciousness through this path. So, whichever you are choosing, may it be Shiva, maybe it's Krishna, maybe it's Divine Mother, maybe it's somebody, some saint or other, Sri Ram Krishna, Vivekananda, Sadguru, whomever you are choosing, you do it with that. You continuously articulate in your mind. You articulate your burden, your worries, your fears, your whatever it is. You communicate with that saint, that person, that God, and that always helps us to maintain a very high vibratory state, right? Because Shiva is a high vibratory state. Krishna is a high vibratory state. And whenever I'm communicating in my mind with Krishna or Shiva, that means is taking me a step higher. It won't let me, even if I'm fearing, if even if I'm worrying, even if I'm, you know, in some other depressed or sad, even then, because I'm connecting with Shiva or Krishna or whichever saint or whichever higher consciousness, then I am being taken, I'll be sucked to a higher vibrating state. They won't let me slide down. You see, they won't let the sadhaka slide down. So always, maintain this kind of relationship with God through whichever saint, uh, whichever figure, divine figure you like. And then in the morning and the evening, um, try to make a routine, right? And with nishtha, with sincerity, practice that every day, daily. Like you can say that I'll get up and I'll do some yogasana, some pranayama. These will help you develop your nervous system and brain, right? Gradually, so that you can later years, you can meditate well. So do a little bit of yogasana, a little bit of pranayama, then maybe some hymns that you can recite some hymns, some stotras to the deity whom you like. You can do a little bit of puja, some little bit of worship. You can sing some bhajans, some songs, a recording. You can play some bhajans and you can listen to it very deeply with all your, all your being. Listen to that stotra being played in your phone very deeply. And you can say that, well, how would that help? You see, when we are trying to when we are deeply listening to the stotra, to the hymn, then we are connecting, we are aligning ourselves with that stotra, right? And then the same spiritual realization which had inspired the writer, the sadhaka, to write that stotra, to express his devotion to God through that stotra, we can have that same sort of God realization, that same sort of divine experience if we are deeply listening to that stotra. Not, of course, in one day or 1 month, but you have to continue to doing it if you want that, of course. So, in whichever way you are trying to align yourself with a spiritual being, with a guru, with a sadhaka of previous, with a Siddha Guru, with a Krishna or Shiva or Divine Mother, you are trying to align yourself with that higher consciousness. You are trying to elevate your consciousness to that consciousness. So this routine that you set up for yourself, doing a bit of this and that, giving a little bit of time, spiritual time, and of course during the rest of the day, you try to continuously, as much as possible, from time to time, you want to remember God in whichever way you want. Like if it's Shiva, then you are sharing your burden, sharing your worries with Shiva. You are talking to Shiva. You are whatever, like a guardian who would be there, like a mother, like a father, like a the your most dear friend. You connect to God like that. Right? Make a connection to God like that. Establish a relationship with Him, and that relationship will elevate your consciousness to higher and higher levels. So even if you can't meditate or do jap for a long period of time, you can start off like this. And the pranayama, the yogasanas, they would help you to strengthen your nervous system, your physical body, your brain. And later on, after years of practicing like this, a little bit of, whatever spiritual sadhana you are doing now, later on, you will be able to meditate. So whatever sadhana you do, whatever work you are doing, even your the work that you are doing in society, your job, your career, your housework, you can do everything in the way of sadhana, in the attitude of sadhana, as if you are serving God Himself. That is karma yoga. See, karma yoga also becomes sadhana. So throughout the day, as Thakur used to say, more feed ye rao, like give a turn to everything towards God. So you turn everything towards God. You make everything an instrument so that you can connect with God. So the work you are doing, you are serving God. Whatever time you are giving to others, you are actually trying to make God happy through serving His children. Like everything becomes a sadhana then, right? Karma yoga. And the stotras, the hymns, the little bit of worship, the little bit of chanting, the little bit of, singing maybe the glories of God, listening to bhajans and kirtans for a certain period of time every day, and gradually trying to make your mind peaceful and calm in any way. Maybe you are just looking at the picture of Krishna or Shiva or your deity or your guru, or you are listening to a very peaceful music, right? And that holding on to that peace throughout the day, and in a little corner of your mind know for sure that this whole life is actually an illusion. We are all here just to gain experience, right? Just to learn and upgrade ourselves. uh, the more we all level up, the more we all can upgrade to a higher level of consciousness. The purpose is that this whole dimension, this physical dimension, is maintained in this way, but all the players, that is we, all the souls, they can maintain a higher level of consciousness and yet enjoy life in this dimension. We all need to level up our consciousness, and that it's not that you need to sacrifice anything. You can enjoy life. Do set up the routine that you are following according to your schedule, according to the family, according to your family members, according to the people with whom you are living, the space where you are living, according how much busy you are, according to your work, everything. You set up a schedule in which you can comfortably follow year after year, month after month, right? So whatever, and you have to stick to that routine very sincerely. Don't question yourself again and again, like, I don't see any spiritual progress, I can't understand any spiritual progress, it has been 1 year that I am practicing. You see, a class 1 kid won't be able to understand the purpose of the studies that he's going through, right? The class 1 child will say, what is the benefit of studying all this stuff, what is the benefit of me going to school every day? But the whole thing is for his own development, right? He learns responsibility, going to school at a proper time, coming from school at that time. He learns punctuality, he learns time management, he learns whatever he is studying, whatever he is trying to get by heart. All those things develop his brain, right? So he is learning many things, though you won't be able to make him understand, right? You can't make that kid understand what he is learning exactly now and why it is important. So also continue with this process of sadhana without questioning again and again, like, how does that benefit you? You are being benefited, you must just trust the process and keep on doing it. Set up a sadhana procedure for yourself and stick to it month after month, year after year. The only thing that you need to remember is that you are trying to align yourself, heart and soul, with something that is of a higher level, higher consciousness. The stotras, the worship, the remembering, the looking at the photo of Krishna or Jesus, talking to Krishna or Jesus, trying to think about their lives, trying to understand what they taught. All these, reading their books, everything is trying to upgrade, like level your consciousness. You are trying to level up your consciousness into their level of consciousness, and that will make you progress spiritually, but it happens gradually, right? So you need to take your time. It needs years of practice, patience, perseverance, and yearning. The yearning, intense yearning to progress spiritually, and the patience and perseverance to just keep on doing it. these things are needed, right, for spiritual progress. So I hope this video helps. Jai Ma, Jai Thakur, Hari Om.